Ghana Athletics, Ohene Kakari. For those who have not heard of him, he was a former national athlete and a bronze medalist, the 1974 Commonwealth Games in Kingston, Jamaica.
Mm-hmm. Edmonton. Christchurch.
Christchurch.
New Zealand.
New Zealand, sorry. I was also a national athlete. I did the hurdles, 110 meters hurdles and the 400 meters hurdles. He was the one who taught me the proper technique. There's something called the tree leg. I didn't know anything about it, so I just flew all the flights until he told me how to put my tree leg forward and improve upon my times. I also played basketball and handball for Malaysia. We are here this afternoon to talk about sports. So we are dubbing this program Everything Sports. Nothing is taboo. As former sportsmen for the nation, we want the present generation to reach the heights that their predecessors reached. That's why we're here to talk about Coach. I'll let Coach do a self-introduction.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But hardly do I mention myself, because the eye that sees cannot see itself. So I don't talk about myself. But I'll talk about Ghana sports, if it's possible, how we could achieve something better for ourselves than what we used to do. Because, for example, in boxing, we were the toughest nation in the Commonwealth. Amateur boxing, athletics. We were so tough. We could do world record. Now we don't know what is happening. Things are moving so bad. We are so embarrassed that countries like Zimbabwe, who were nowhere, didn't even have independence, are now coming to floor us in our sprints where we thought we dominated. Kenyans are now in top of athletics, especially sprints. Where are we? That is what we all have to think about and find a way to improve ourselves. We cannot continue this way. Otherwise, people are moving. They are taking quadruple their steps, going further and further. If you don't do similarly, you'll be left behind, and it will be very difficult to catch up for generations to come.
Thank you, Coach. I think what he's trying to tell us is that historically, the Kenyans were long and middle distance runners. Now they have Ferdinand Omanyala, who is the African record holder. In the 100 meters, not the long distance, not the middle distance, not even 400, 100 meters. Ferdinand is the African record holder, 9.79. Kenyans are now developing athletes in 400 meters hurdles and also the javelin. Historically, they were long distance and middle distance runners. In Ghana, we were predominantly sprinters. Like I told you, my coach won a bronze medal in Christchurch in 1974. Since those days, what have we been able to achieve? So what is the problem? Is it that we no longer have gifted athletes? Does it have to do with coaching, training programs, sponsorship? What is the problem? Coach?
It's so complex. You can't just pinpoint. But you could see there's lack of interest, mainly, if you ask me, from the authorities. Because if you saw what was happening to us and you still don't make efforts to improve us, then I don't see it. Once we have done it before, it means we can do it again. Why are we not doing it? You need all the help you can get. And sports is characterized by competition. The more you do, the better you become. You can't just wake up and go and become an African champion or Commonwealth or Olympic champion. You need to compete, series of competitions. That way, you could stand those who do competition, who do about 52 weeks that we have in a year. The Americans can do competition every week. So they have all the time the opportunity to set themselves and know where they are and how to improve compared to ours. When we have 5 months to all African games, and we don't see any competition going on. We are destined to fail. We are looking at failure right in the face. It's about to happen. Sad, as I might say, sorry. This is the situation now.
On the 8th of March, the African Games starts in Accra. Are we ready? Are we ready? Is Ghana ready for the African Games? Because so far, we haven't heard anything on radio. We have not seen posters. We have not seen banners. It's like we, the country who are hosting it, the populace doesn't know anything about what is going to happen. How are we going to fill the stadium? Kumasi, Accra, how are we going to fill the stadium? We have to generate the interest. Quite apart from that, are our sportsmen ready? In 4 months, this thing will start. Most of our athletes are in the States. We have a few here, but unfortunately, we always try and get those from the States to come and represent the country. They are those that we rely on. And for good reason too. The times they're churning out in the States are far better than the times that are being churned out by the local athletes. But those in the States, they run for schools. They don't run on their own. So when you're there, you follow the school's program. The school's program may be at variance with the nation's program. So what do? Coach?
It is difficult because as at now, 4 months, you should know your team. Practice with the team games like the relays and other things. You should be about it by now. Getting your preparation towards the competition. Where are they? Are they in camp? Are they grouped? Where is the preparation, if you ask me? We are working towards failure, if you ask me.
Coach is painting a gloomy picture, but coach, who do we blame? Do we blame government? Do we blame the associations? Do we blame the sportsmen, the athletes themselves? Or who?
We have association. You have Ghana Athletic Association. They're supposed to lead us. You have the Sports Council to back them up. The ministries likewise. But it has to come from the association. Let them know. Let the whole world know what we are doing. Otherwise, it is getting too close for comfort. 4 months. We want to be African champion. We want to conquer Africa. It won't be that easy. We can't rely on foreigners. Let us do with what we have here. Bring them level up and see what will happen.
So, inferring that at least by this time, we should have the local component of the athletics team in camp.
We should have. Because you can't rely on them. What if they do not come? Before we go and search for locals, we need the locals to form the base. Then we could invite those we think can fit into the team for the games. Otherwise, I'm afraid we won't do well. We'll be embarrassed in our own place.
You're listening to somebody who knows what he's talking about. He's been through the mill. Even when we were running in the early 80s and 90s, it wasn't that difficult to get us into camp. If such a competition was coming, we would go to camp for at least 3 months. Some would be doing European tours, we'd be having local competitions, but nothing of that sort is happening. And it's a source of worry for everybody who's involved in athletics. Cool, so what do you suggest that we do right now.
Because, you know, the African Games is the apogee for Africans. That is where we exhibit this thing. You show your sportsmen or your young men, you exhibit them there for the whole world to know that we also have young people. We have talented people for future. And we are hosting it. I expected that by this time, we will know our team, prepare them to set level, expose them such a way that we prepare them such a way that nobody could come here and beat us. Now we don't even know where the team is to start with. I'm not sure I've seen any of the disciplines of their team do any competition. 4 months to come time. When are we going to prepare? This is my problem. Don't see any preparations coming.
Ghana will not be only competing in athletics. I think we'll be competing in swimming, table tennis, volleyball, handball, basketball. Basketball is not a 4-5-on-5, it's a 3-by-3. And have I mentioned football? We'll be playing hockey. There are myriad of events that we're going to take part in. But till date, we have not heard of any of the teams going to camp. We haven't heard of any of the teams naming their team or anything of that sort. We have just 4 months to go, Coach.
Mm-hmm. It's getting too late. We're all getting the creepy. We're all getting, what do you call it, suspicious about what is going on. It will not be fine at all. You can see failure we are facing failure. You could just see it. Because by this time, you should know at least know their time, everything. See the relay team perform. Well, anyway, I can only say some. I can't do any more than say this one. Mm-hmm.
Well, we are just concerned Ghanaians. We are not the authority. So we don't know if there's a plan or if there's no plan. But if there's a plan, those who are planning it owe it to us to tell us about the plan. So it will ease our source of worry. So we are begging the authorities, let us know what is happening, because we have a very bad feeling about what is happening at the moment. Let us feel more confident about the games. We know we have the capacity to host the games. As for the hosting, we will host the games very successfully. But what will be our output in the games? How many medals are we going to win? We can't just sit here and host and lose. We can't sit here for the rest of Africa to come to Ghana and claim all the medals and go. So our passionate appeal to the authorities, please let us know the plan of action that has been put into gear.